Hey world, Lexi Gibson here, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I have some really awesome stuff for you today as we're going to be talking about undetectable and what that means for people living with HIV. And I also have a special guest for you, so you should stick around for that. So let's talk about HIV and what that means. What does HIV stand for? HIV is Human Immunodeficiency Virus. So what does that mean? So that means that you have a virus that is attacking and depleting your immune system. And when that happens, if you don't have an immune system, you are not able to fight off common infection, colds, bacteria, other things of that nature. So the reason why people die from HIV, which really they die from complications because they don't have any fighter cells, people die because the immune system gets depleted and HIV wins. So how do we win? Why are people staying alive today? Well, that's because we take medicine. And for me, for example, I take 1 pill a day, and that creates the virus to stay undetectable. I became undetectable when I was 15, and that was almost 13 years ago now. So with 1 to 3 pills a day, within 1 to 3 months, you'll become undetectable. And what that means is that the virus is not detected in your body. It is not actively depleting your immune system anymore. So your immune system's chilling, you're chilling, and everything's Gucci. So the most important thing is to get tested, get on medication, and become undetectable. So what happens when you become undetectable? How does that affect your life? The CDC has deemed U equals U, which means undetectable equals untransmittable. I'm going to read something from the CDC. It is on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It is on their page, cdc.gov. I will tag the link in the description along with my contact info so that you can see it for yourself. But I'm just going to read you a little clip. And this was revised, last updated on November 9th, 2018. And it says, sexual transmission. People living with HIV who take HIV medication as prescribed and get and keep an undetectable viral load have effectively no risk of transmitting HIV to their HIV-negative sexual partners. Woo! 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 So if you take your medicine, you take it regularly, that's the important part. Take your medication regularly, stay on top of your health, go to your doctor's appointments, you'll stay undetectable. And you cannot pass the virus. Isn't that awesome? You cannot pass the virus. There is nothing there to pass because the virus is not detected in the body. That's what being undetectable means. How is HIV passed? HIV is passed through blood, vaginal fluid, breast milk, and semen. When you are undetectable, you cannot pass the virus in any of these 4 methods. You can have babies naturally, you can have sex naturally, and you can go about living your daily life. And as my special guest talks about it, this is what he has to say.
What I tell new patients all the time, in 2018, HIV is an annoying chronic disease. It's not a death sentence the way that it was 25, 30 years ago. So instead, what you plan on is now living just as long as you were going to, but have to take medicine every day to control the virus. You do that, you have a chronic disease that in many ways is not as annoying even as diabetes or hypertension that people live with all the time. Diabetics have to change their diet. HIV positive doesn't mean that you have to change your diet. So it's just a matter of living, with some kind of changes to the way that you live, but not necessarily shortening how long you're going to live. In the 80s, when HIV was first becoming an issue, there was a change to the way that they handled vaginal deliveries so that there was a lot less risk of blood exchange with the newborn, and that reduced the risk of transmission to newborn babies dramatically. Since then, the risk can be reduced to effectively 0 because of good viral control with medicines that are safe to take in pregnancy. As for transmission sexually, viral control is the answer. I mean, if someone has HIV but controls the virus, they don't have to worry about sexual transmission of HIV.
So that means U equals U?
That's what the CDC and World Health Organization tell us, yes.
Woo, U equals U! Do you have anything else that you would like to share with Anyone?
As far as being HIV positive goes, take your medicines regularly, make sure you keep your follow-up appointments as scheduled, and just stay on target and you'll stay healthy.
And for people who are struggling with acceptance?
It's just another chronic disease. I can't emphasize that enough. There's no justification for a stigma around HIV infection.
There's no justification for a stigma around HIV infection.
Woo! You're the best. Thank you so much, Dr. Magnus at
You're very welcome.
HF. Can you come back and become detectable? Yes, you can, if you stop taking your medicine. So as long as you continue to take your medicine, your virus will stay undetectable and you will live a long, normal life. So what can you do if you're negative and you don't have HIV? How can you help? Well, you can help spreading the word by talking about you equals you. You can not make jokes about STIs, sexually transmitted infections. And you can let your friends and your family know around you that if they were to ever contract anything, or even if they do have it, that you have open arms for them and you're going to create a safe, loving space. So if you like the video, make sure you hit like and definitely share, because people need to hear this information and you could also possibly be helping someone who was recently positive. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a beautiful day, whatever day you're watching this on. And if you're not following, make sure you follow me at Beauty Through My Eyes on Instagram. I'd love to connect.